forgot to break down my mic like a dumbass. Oopsie. That's not good. Uh, yeah, this is gonna be an interesting stream because I don't have my fan on. I don't know if that ever got picked up in the Pokemon stream. I think it was because like it wasn't like 30 degrees Celsius, and now it is. So we'll just have to see how it goes. If you can tell, I'm probably already having a heat stroke, but you know, what can you do about it other than die? I guess. I don't know. Oh, but yeah, we're streaming Rayman 2 for the Dreamcast. One of my all-time favorite games. I played this game and finished it on like pretty much every version, I think. I played this game so much, and it's just unhealthy the amount of time I spent on this game ever since I was like a kid. And God, just this game is magic. Like I remember seeing a review for this game on GOG when the PC version was released there. Like you can download old PC games there. It's like Steam. And the review said something like, you know, Rayman 2 is one of the few games to look Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie in the eye and not flinch. And to be honest, that's the best description. Like this is a fearless game. And this game has stood the test of time. Like this game has had so many different remakes, and to be honest, a lot of them are really bad. Like the 3DS version, you can't actually 100% because there's a glitch in it. But God, all the original versions are worth playing, except I guess the PS1 version. I guess we'll go through what sets the different versions apart. I grew up with the 64 version, so that's the original. I think that and the PC version are the two like the first releases. Dreamcast is like the director's cut, pretty much. I like to think of it, but at the same time, there's Revolution, which is like a reimagining. Really, you could play this game in a lot of different ways. Some people have only played the PS1 version, and they like that, and that's fine. You know, for a PS1 platform, Rayman 2 is just fine. So it just, I don't know. There's so many different versions. It's kind of overwhelming, but this is my favorite one because it runs really smooth in 60 FPS, which I just realized we aren't streaming in, but I'll have to remind myself to do that next time. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter that much to me. But I'll make sure to fix that next time because I actually don't record these streams. They just archive on YouTube automatically. It's one of the reasons I don't stream on Twitch because one, I only have like 13 followers there, and two, I don't like splitting up between Twitch and the other for whatever reason. Now, once the game starts, I'll probably just stretch out the screen a bit to fill out everything. And God, that file, the VMU is having a great time. Oh, whoops. But yeah, God, this is my first time ever streaming from the Dreamcast, and the Dreamcast is a really special console. A lot of people consider this one of the greatest consoles ever made, and you know, I can't really disagree with that. Also, I just realized I was messing around here earlier, and I realized if I set any of these languages, it probably messes up the game. I tried doing it in Japanese, and it was like, oh, I don't know if I'm comfortable playing Rayman 2 in Japanese. Gengo. Yeah, let's do English. So yeah, I'm really excited. Also, the Dreamcast is weird. Like it's my favorite Sega console, and I have quite a few games for it. But God, this console is bizarre. Like I still don't know how this works. So basically, when you get the VMU, it has like a unique avatar depending on what game you first play on the console or something. I'm not sure how it works. If anyone could tell me, then I would be really appreciative of that. But whoever owned this console before me, or who owned this VMU, I guess, um, played some horror game, and now whenever I look at my VMU, it's like a possessed teddy bear. Also, out of all these games, the one that takes up so much space is Crazy Taxi and Sega Rally. And oh my God, is that Shenmue's 80? Wow. That's 80 blocks. Also, I really like that animated thing. Also, I don't already have Rayman 2. Did I delete that? Because I started up, I guess I started up the game and that counts as making a file or something because I started up the game just to test the audio. Also, I really like the Great Escape. Like the other two words aren't as important as the. It's like my dad with all of his like pirated movies on his like one hard drive, where like half of the hard drive, the T section is impossible to get through because it's just the. It's just it goes on forever like the. Speaking of my dad and movies, on my dad bot thing that I made, random people keep replying to it like it's a real person. Like it says no, new John Dadbot, and people are like, "Oh, Avatar actually isn't that good of a movie." Like, of course it isn't. It's like a joke. It even says who made the bot. It links to my account, but people still think it's it's a real person. That really bothers me. Settings. Okay, that's enough. Also, my console, the battery is dead, so it thinks we're in like 98 and we're listening to like Limp Bizkit. Okay, so it's a real thing, but there's a picture of in a Sega magazine somewhere of Fred Durst signing a bunch of Dreamcasts. So if that's not the most unholy thing you've ever seen, then I don't know what will be the most unholy thing you've ever seen, to be honest. Like I feel like that's the apex of unholiness. And yeah, God, I'm really excited for this. God, oh, I love this game so much. I'm not sure how this game's gonna look. Looks okay. I think it's fine. Hang on, I gotta listen to myself a bit. So, oh God, I forgot the music. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, okay, so Rayman 2, one of the all-time greats. Rayman is such a unique series, and by unique I mean more so in the aesthetical department. I feel like Rayman is the kind of game that wouldn't be what it is without the graphics. I know that's really like shallow, but just look how this game looks. Like if this game, I think graphics aren't important, it's the style that's important, and this game has a lot of it. I'm not sure what I guess it's like inspired by mythology and stuff, but yeah, this game has a very unique look to it, and it's very gritty as well. When it comes to like, it's not. I would say this game's cute, but it also has some really dark stuff in it, which makes it also, you know, kind of unique in that department. So that's what sort of sets it apart. And also, there's a website there. I actually tried going to it. Hang on, we should go to the website. Let's go. Let's go to the website. Yeah, let's go to Rayman2.com. The greatest. Hang on, I gotta check the audio. The classic audio. That sounds fine. Whatever. Okay, that's enough. So first of all, we gotta check our passports here in order to get into. What? Wait, what am I doing? Exit? Can I go to Rayman2.com yet? Yes! I'm in Rayman2.com! Here we go. It's time. Oh my god. Why can I only control the cursor with the D-pad? This is this is really unsettling actually. This site doesn't exist anymore, does it? I actually don't have the internet browser for this. Oh. Well, we can't do that. Host could not be oh. Well, Rayman, it was nice seeing you. Did you know that... Wait, how do... Oh, okay. We should add a bookmark. Can we zoom? Oh my god. Zoom... Oh, no, I wanted to zoom in. File... What? What do I do? How do I get out of this hellhole? I don't want to be on the internet anymore. Oh... Oh my god. It's like a GIF loading. God, this is... Go to game HP. Let's just exit to game. I've had enough of this. Well, that was an interesting turn of events. Also, the game thinks it's like midnight or whatever. As you can see, it started from midnight and just kept counting. Yeah, oh, wait, did we see that? logo before, or did that not show up? That was kind of weird. Montreal. Yeah, Rayman is made by a French guy. He's genius. He also made Beyond Good and Evil, which is apparently another amazing game. I just think when I think of that designer, I just think of like just these whimsical games, you know. Like this game is so unique in that way. It's not like cartoony or like, you know, like that, you know, like Banjo-Kazooie or something. It's kind of like, okay, so oh yeah, I just realized we're playing in 16 by 9. Well, wait. Oh god, now we are. Yeah, we have to play in 4 by 3 because I'm streaming in 4 by 3. Otherwise, it's gonna look like this, and that's very not fun. Also, luminosity. This is just a fancy way of saying how bright the game should be. Now, judging from the stream, it looks kind of dark, so does that make a difference? I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter that much. But you know, we'll just looks better now. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Oh god, I've been excited for this. Okay, we gotta enter the name. Wait. I'm feeling a bit creative. So, oh right. So I have a new controller actually. So I used to have another controller. Well, I still have it, but the problem with it is it kind of crusty and the analog stick isn't very good. But the problem is this controller I have now weighs way less and it just feels way better. The only problem is that for whatever reason the D-pad kind of sucks, so I can't play Shenmue with it, which uses the D-pad. That's a very weird game when it comes to control. I'm not sure if I appreciate that game's control structure. I love the game, but yeah. Oh, it's so epic! Ubisoft! The Frenchmen have invaded. But yeah, the original version of this game on the PC, and
Rayman, look what
wait,
the pirates have done to our world. A planet
there's
of
voice
devastation
acting? I forgot.
haunted by evil. A dark place.
I mean, I'm just gonna talk over it, to be honest. It's just like, oh Rayman, see what's happened to the world. It's your fault. Actually, they don't say it's his fault. Yeah, this looked a lot worse in the N64 version. It didn't follow a ship, for example. But yeah, this game doesn't actually have voice acting. It's just this part.
The robots search for innocent prey.
Yeah, so basically the story is, oh, a bunch of robot pirates are looking for people, and they're trying to take over the world and get all the world's energy, and I don't know, it's kind of interesting, I guess.
We are getting weak. Soon it will be too late.
Yeah, it's too late. Yeah, cool.
You must escape, Rayman. You are our only hope.
And then here it comes. Yeah. See, the music in this game, the N64 version had a MIDI soundtrack, or a MIDI soundtrack. It used like a sound font, and same with the PC version actually. And you know, it was fine, but it wasn't as dynamic as this. I think this was the first version of the game that had like actual you know, recorded files where, you know, you could hear more detailed instrumentation and stuff. God, I work with music, and the way I'm describing it is so lame. Also, this part in the N64 version is really interesting because a counter shows up and it says prisoners 338, and it keeps rising like a number. It's really creepy. Also, here's the greatest character that ever lived, the most heroic person who ever lived on the Rayman planet. Water, spare us. Yes, help. And there he is, Raymond. Everybody loves Rayman. You know, I just imagined the other day, I was thinking about this game because I wanted to stream it, and I was thinking about like Rayman the Great Escape. Like, is this a crossover? Did anyone buy this game thinking it was based on the Great Escape movie? It's like, you know, Glowbox, I think this might be the end. I mean, they're already doing the voice acting, except it's like boobity babbity boob. Oh my god, he's actually doing exactly the thing I was doing. So yeah, there's a fairy and she's gonna help Raymond. Yeah, see, this game has nothing to do with the first game. The first game's like a cartoony side-scroller, and it's one of the hardest games probably ever made, in my experience. That game is disgusting in its difficulty. This game, on the other hand, is like a breeze. Like, this game, I could probably get through this game without getting a game over, to be honest. And there's no extra lives in this game, so you would have to run out of life. Now, I'm probably still gonna die somehow, but it doesn't matter. Well, go ahead, use your magic fist. So, God, look at this game. Look at how it looks. It's gorgeous. This game has aged like a fine wine, except there's no alcohol because I hate alcohol. I don't want to compare things to wine because I don't like wine, except when it's alcohol free. Then I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. Then it's just grapes, you know? Yeah, this game... First of all, this game runs in 60 FPS, which is really good. There's only a few parts that dip. So already it's better than the N64 counterpart. But also, you don't need a... The thing that with the N64 version that drove me insane as a kid was that I didn't have a memory pack, and you need one to save for some reason, even though, like, you didn't need one for Banjo. Like, I don't get what Rayman 2 did that warranted the need of, like, a memory pack. Also, the controls are a little bit bizarre because you use B. Imagine it as an Xbox controller, but the B button is on the right and the jump button is on the bottom. So it's like reverse A and B. It's kind of weird. I'm just kind of feeling this controller. Also, while this game looks amazing, the animations are actually in 30 FPS. You can't probably see it, but just the way he's animated is clearly 30 frames per second, but everything moves 60. So it's like when my dad turns on motion, the motion thing on like every smart TV, where you can watch every movie in 60 FPS, except like the background moves perfectly fine, but the characters move in 30, and it's like you can tell where the green screen starts and ends pretty much. And yeah, this game starts off like insane, like you're just escaping, and then boom, there you are. Well, that was pretty easy, wasn't it? Okay, end game. We've won. Oh, what's that? Oh. God. Oh, he was about to swear, but he got cut off. This game, it's so charming though, because there is voice acting in the Revolution version. Okay, so Rayman Revolution is a very interesting game, for more reasons than a serial killer saying he didn't like it. True story. I'll tell you about it. It's very fucked up, but I can talk about it because I'm Swedish, and he's like a criminal in Norway. So, but basically, Rayman Revolution, there was a serial killer guy who got locked up, and he went on a hunger strike, and in his like paper thing he said, and I was stuck with a game like Rayman Revolution, which is made for little babies. When I read it, I felt bad for laughing, because like this guy is like a horrible person, and I'm like laughing at him because he doesn't like Rayman Revolution. I'm sorry, like my sense of humor is actually horrible. I used to think his name was Glowbox as a kid too. I don't know why. I was like, oh, he's also Glowbox as well as him. They both have the same name. I also thought he showed up in this one Muppets movie because I was like, oh, it's a green fly thing. It has to be this guy. Yeah, my brain was weird.
Hey, Rayman, glad to see you escaped. I'm Murphy, and I'm here to be your guide. You see that stone right next to us there? It's a magic stone which can read your thoughts. If you need some help, ask Clue to a stone.
Whatever. He basically tells us that if we hold down the D-pad, because the Dreamcast controller doesn't really have that many buttons, we can get some hints. Yeah. Look at the... Oh god, the sky's weird. What's happening? Why is it following? Ooh, that's nauseating, actually. I guess you're not supposed to see that, but look at this game! It's gorgeous! It's beautiful! And god, this game, it's aged really well. Also, the music is really nice. It's like catchy and really atmospheric. It reminds me of Spyro, except less like boopy, you know, because Stuart Copeland made the music in Spyro, and when Stuart Copeland does anything, it's like, it's gotta be really groovy, because he's like my favorite drummer. I feel like he is like the best drummer ever though, because like he might like just he's done like everything. He's been in he didn't he collaborate with like Les Claypool or something? Like that's when you know like you made it into the groove zone. But yeah, the whole Rayman Revolution thing, that's a true story, and it makes me laugh to this day. To be honest, it's awful. But just imagine it, like it's like 2013, and like you're like I don't know, you're stuck in like a Norwegian jail, which means like you're just stuck in like an apartment for the rest of your days. And then it's like, oh, I have a video game to play, but it's Rayman Revolution. Like, I don't know. It's awful. It's really, really awful. I remember I was alive to like see that shit on TV. It was really, really horrible. But anyways, let's move on to better topics because my sense of humor is like really questionable. Also, this is definitely like a this thing here, the mushroom thing, is like a reference to Rayman 1. This part of the game definitely looks like Rayman 1. Though I was like, alright, that has nothing to do with Rayman 1, and it probably doesn't, because I don't think Rayman lore exists. Okay, so we're collecting yellow lums, which are basically, you collect all of these and you 100% the game, and they unlock areas. But they also give you lore. Like, that's one of the weird parts about this game, is that, wait, I just said lore wasn't important, and I mean, it isn't. It's not integral to the plot of the game, but it's nice to have, you know, because this game has a very interesting area. Although it looks like two ball sacks with a penis. Very good. Very good commentary. I always had difficulties with this part as a kid, because my N64 controller got messed up after Mario Party, so I couldn't make it across. You know, the cages are also like another collectible. They show up here and there. They're sometimes hidden in special areas, but basically, often they contain lumps or objects and stuff. So you have to break those. Oh! Daddy saved Rayman! Where's Daddy? Oh no! That is to say, we were separated and, you know... Hang on. Not Daddy Glowbox! And then they cry, and I don't want to cry. Because I have very bad emotional problems. That's actually not funny, but...
I'll bring your dad back.
You know, I was gonna say, you know, how many people have mixed this game up with The Great Escape, and the fact is, I had a teacher once overhear a conversation between me and another kid, because we were talking about this game, because he had the game on PC, and we were talking about it, and the teacher joined in, assuming we were talking about Rain Man. That one movie with the guy that knows everything, or whatever. I've never seen it because I'm not a movie connoisseur. Also, I like this, like, random window here. It's very, like, Nordic influenced and, like, Celtic. I remember seeing someone describe it as, like, Celtic influenced, and I can see that. It has this, like, paganish feel to it. I asked my grandma recently. I've been really interested in ancestry digging. And a sizable chunk of my ancestry, even though I'm Swedish, is actually Celtic, probably. Because they're, well, I don't know if Celtic, Gaelic, I guess. Or Gaelic is French, barbarian people. Gaelic or Scottish. Yeah, they're from Orkney Islands or something. I forget what it's called. There's a town on that island called Twat with 2 T's at the end. It's really nice. Also, this thing here is like, we can't use that yet. God, look at this! Oh, beautiful! Yeah, this is an extra thing added in the Dreamcast version. We'll show that later. But otherwise, this game, if you play the N64 version, it's pretty much the same game, except this version is like more detailed, I guess. Also, you want to see sick stuff? Yeah, it's just space down there. Like, this game, it's so mysterious, this game. Also, I see the old Celtic influence from all the little patterns and everything.
Splendid, Raymond. I'm the king of the teensies. I congratulate you on your courage.
I was just playing a king character the other day when playing D&D. Don't listen to him. I'm the king of the teensies. But, you know, I don't think I need to do any voice acting, because this game already has fake voice acting. These guys also show up in Rayman 3. Rayman 3 is a wonderful game. I grew up with that game as well. And it's like a beat-em-up game or something. And that doesn't sound that good, because a 3D platformer going to beat-em-up territory doesn't exactly sound very good. But it's very good. Like, it combines the whole, like, beating up enemies thing with the platform where you dodge bullets and stuff. And it's funny, and it's very imaginative. It also has the same, like, aesthetic as this game. This sort of, like, fairy tale, paganish, Celtic stuff. I was almost about to say BS, but I like it.
And they've locked it up in one of the strongholds. To find out, you need to go through the Isle of Doors. The hall is a magic
place. Oh. So, okay, so this is a weird part of the game. It looks like I'm talking to the teensy. It's funny, but whatever. Basically, in the original game, you go through something called the Hall of Doors, which is the hub world. In this game, it's called the Isle of Doors, but then they call it Hall again for some reason.
Only the teensies know how to get there.
So yeah, basically the story is we gotta find Lee because she will give us whatever power we had back, because apparently Rayman had a lot of power. I guess he was like a drug lord or something, and he just needs to get back his hood. That's not funny. That's like a Rayman 3 joke, to be honest. That game is full of like jokes that are either really funny or really unfunny. Because it constantly throws them at you, and because of that, they don't always stick. But yeah, this is one thing. I'm not sure if I prefer the N64 part or this one, because on one hand, I like the Hall of Doors, because it's like this watery, swampy, like, dream world. It's like it's like this swamp that you go through, and there's like a river running through it, and you're walking up the river, and you see these objects appearing in front of you, and that's what the level's like. Here, you don't really see that. It's more like distant. I still like it though, because it's like a map, but I think I just prefer the other one. It's more unique. This one, it's very cool. It's very detailed though, but it doesn't really give you a good idea of what every part of the level's like. And also, I just like the fact that in the N64 version, it's like it doesn't even describe it as an island, but here it's clearly an island. So yeah, we're gonna do the first level, the Fairglade. Yeah, I'm really excited to play this game, because this game meant a lot to me as a kid, and getting to play this game again as an adult and just seeing all the details is very nice. You know, I realized I was watching this TEDx talk. You know, I always talk about language because, you know, I always have my few interests that I need to constantly bombard everyone with. But I was watching this TEDx talk about language learning and how it's very important to learn through isolation, through just talking that, plus using images and stuff. And I think I already talked about that.
Hurry up, Rayman, we want our daddy back.
How did you get here? But basically what I saw was, you know, there's this myth going around that, oh, kids are way better at learning language. Well, it's not that. It's the fact that they're always surrounded by it. Like, when you're a baby, your parents are always talking whatever language they are. Of course you're going to learn it. Like, there's nothing else you can fall back on except Google Gaga, right? No one understands a Google Gaga, so you quickly forget to use it. But there's this myth going around that they learn it better. And myth. I guess the one thing that kids have that adults don't have is time, and I'm realizing that now because it's summer and I'm still studying Japanese, and you know, you have so much time to do stuff. It's nice. But yeah, being diligent also helps. Just learning to manage time also helps, and I'm not sure if I'm entirely good at that. But like, what I usually do is I just set everything that I have to Japanese. Like, I set Discord to Japanese. I set like my Switch to Japanese. I was about to set this to Japanese, but then I realized like the game's probably gonna be in Japanese as well, and then I'm gonna be like, he said oh, it would be really hard to translate. But yeah, the music here is kind of interesting. It's like this minimal tribal drum pattern with some funky like, is that a hip-hop sample? It sounds like an orchestra hit. Yeah, this game's soundtrack is weird. It's got some groovy stuff in it, but it also has some, like, very relaxing, tribal-ish stuff. I'd like to say the soundtrack is good, but it's very understated. Like, it's not a soundtrack that's very interested in, like, making you, like, I don't know, come back over and over again to just hear it. It sets the mood really well, and it's fine. I don't think every game needs like a monster soundtrack that takes over the game. I think it depends on the game. For this kind of game and like something like Metroid, I don't really need catchy music because the game's gonna go on for so long that you would just get irritated by it. I remember Matthew Matosis said something like that in his Ocarina of Time review, where like, yeah, none of the music is like some of the music is really catchy, some of it isn't, but they save those catchy tunes for the shorter segments, which is really clever in my opinion. I wonder who lives here in those little huts in the wall. They're like, who's this big-nosed fella? They always make fun of him for having a big nose. Also, those piranhas show up a lot. I don't know why. I guess it's like, oh, contaminated water. What lives in contaminated water? Piranhas, I guess. Oh, it's just a sign there. Yeah, so this game has a bit of an environmental tone to it, I'm already noticing, because the pirates are like robots. And I'm pretty sure this wasn't here before the pirates. Yeah, this is definitely like pirate architecture. So yeah, for the purposes of this playthrough, I'm going to be 100%ing it completely, because I've done it before and I know I'll be able to do it again. But this game, I'll be honest, like 100%ing it isn't really something I'd recommend, because you don't really gain anything of it. Because 100%ing this game means going out of your way to kill yourself if you miss a lum, because this game is linear. This is a linear platformer. It's not like Banjo-Kazooie where you explore levels. It's often from point A to point B. And when you collect things, you often miss them. And it's not worth, in my opinion, playing it for the 100%, because I think, or at least for a new player, like for your second playthrough, go ahead and do it, because then it's fine. But on your first playthrough, don't drive yourself insane trying to do that. The second playthrough is always a lot more manageable with this. Yeah, going back on Revolution, not talking about that guy again. I think Revolution is fine, but it's definitely more challenging than this version. That version will actually give you a run for your money when it comes to difficulty. Like it's a bit more balanced, but the thing is that game's a lot slower paced. Like you start out with just being able to fire this fast, and you have to purchase upgrades with lums. It's really bizarre. Like I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with that, but it's different. I don't know, maybe I'll stream it someday, but the thing is, it's also very buggy, which is an unfortunate fact. But that game is really unpolished. Like, some things in that game just don't work. And, yeah, it's very, very buggy. It was obviously rushed, but for what it is, it's a good game. It's a really good game, actually. If it was on its own, if it was just the Rayman 2 that we got, it would be a really good game. But I am really glad that this version exists, because it's a bit more pure. Yes, it's a little bit more pure. You gotta learn how to sound like a dink so you can play king characters in D&D. Yes, the Ethereum belongs to me. Oh, first death. Yeah, see, dying it like that just, yeah. See, the red lum respawns, so like that didn't really matter. That's sort of how this game works, is that every death is like a slap on the wrist. That's how I would describe it. It's a very interesting waterfall. It's like a mist or something. Also these vines, it's very like swirly looking. Yeah, that's where I get that's where I get like a large amount of the Celtic influence. Just how those little swirls and like the little nets that they made on like architecture or like shields and stuff. I know I have like red hair-ish kind of, and my family that was on the Scottish side, they were from some clan or something on like the island of Twat or whatever. And from what I noticed, red hair is a lot more prominent in those Celtic ethnicities. So that's interesting. It's like a lightish brown that turns red in the sunlight. It's very weird. That's our first pirate, by the way. In Revolution, they show up way earlier, and I'm not sure if I like that. It's fine. Some parts of this game actually don't have music, and it's really serene. This part of the level is one of my favorites. It's like a little side thing you can go through. It's like this little sanctuary. little sanctuary. Look at this. You just have to get up there. See, this game, compared to Banjo-Kazooie or Mario 64, really puts, I think, the environment before the level design, for better or worse. But for me, it's just a different approach. It doesn't mean it's better or worse. It's just different. Because I grew up with this game, then it's okay. Yeah, and I like this. They hint towards another cage you can get through there. And oh, I almost missed that actually. That would have been disaster if we had to replay a level. And now we fall. Whee! Oh, wait, hang on. Oh. Can we reach? Oh, okay, we're fine. But yeah, I used to be obsessed with Rayman as a kid, and I still love the series a lot. I remember when Origins came out, and I saw the trailer where Rayman does like elude stuff, and I was like, oh no! This game is the devil now. Like, I was actually really upset that the trailer had like a really weird sexual joke in it, because I thought, oh no, even though 3 already had that kind of, but not to that extent. User Shadow Andrew Helicopter. This was really weird to me as a kid, because when I read this, because of my limited English, I wouldn't learn it until later from my dad. I took that as like I wasn't really sure how to make sense of the sentence. Like, there's a helicopter? Where? It was just a really weird sentence to me. But what they mean is you have to use your shadow to determine where you land, because in this game the shadow is always directly underneath you. Also, you can lock on to enemies, because of course you can lock on. This was during the days of Ocarina of Time. I've been thinking about streaming that game eventually, probably after Pokemon. Or maybe not. I don't know what we'll do after Pokemon. Porkimon. God, I can't believe I said that. That's so cursed. Forget I said that. I already referenced that once, and it's like the most cursed thing anyone who's ever used Newgrounds will know about. I love Newgrounds, but Newgrounds kind of like has probably ruined a few childhoods, to be honest. I remember that one animation that's like called Power Star, and it's like Luigi like getting revenge for Mario dying or something, and it's like epic, and there's like a lot of blood in it. Hey Ace Ray 24, do you like Rayman 3? Absolutely. Rayman 3 was I'm not sure if I would call that game a classic, but god do I love that game. It's really fun. And you know, I also like Rayman M, to be honest. Rayman Arena. Rayman Arena, as it's called in North America. It's like a multiplayer game, and I need to look into that game at some point. I thought it was really fun. But Rayman 3 is very, very different in tone, but it has the same like fairy tale-ish feel to it. Wait, there's something up there? Oh, okay. Here's a trick that I always used to do as a kid. There's a pirate sleeping right there. I would always do this. They always bounce like that. They always ricochet like that and hit him. More often than not, the ricochets always hit in this game, so you can kind of cheese it through doing that. I always remember I used to do that a lot. To grab the powder keg, place yourself in front of it and release. Yeah, that's kind of a weird description, but basically you just walk next to it and he picks it up automatically. But they say, oh, you have to release the control stick, which is like, let go of the A button to not do anything. Let go of the A button to not jump, is basically what they're saying. Another one. I love those lumps. They have like a shit-eating grin, as he would describe it. I would totally stream Rayman 3 though, because that game, it's short, it's sweet, and even though it's kind of unpolished, it's really fun. And it's a game that constantly throws stuff at you, you know? It's like every level in that game just keeps throwing stuff at you, and the game even ranks you, I think, depending on how much points you get. So it's a very addicting game to 100%. I was just watching Melon streaming Sonic Lost World on the 3DS, and I feel like he likes games where you get ranked, and I feel like Rayman 3 would probably be up his alley. Why is it called up his alley? Is that like a drug reference? Is that like an NYC slang? You know, I had a realization recently that that Sweden's population is only 2/3 of NYC's population, and that kind of terrifies me. Like, I wonder what would happen if you put a Swede in NYC, because I think they would die. To be honest, they would be like, "Oh, there's so many people I don't want to talk to," because Swedes are kind of shy. Apparently, what Swedes do is that they don't make friends after their childhood. Apparently, that's very common, and I feel like I'm kind of like that too, where all of the friends that I made as a kid, I actually don't know anymore, except like one or two. But I met other people though. But it's difficult, I think, for Swedish people. I don't know. Maybe it's just common, especially when you grew up in the village where everyone tends to live for the whole life. That's actually very. It's very common in Sweden that people who live in villages usually live there for a really long time. They don't move out to the big city. Free time, free time. Free me, Rayman. Find the machine and destroy it. So that's Lee. She's like a pagan hipster. She rebels against the Catholic missionaries. I've been playing a lot of Crusader Kings. I feel like that would be a really fun game to stream, except it's like full of like weird stuff. And like, I don't know, I feel like that game would be fun to stream, but it would also be really tedious to play because that game's fun, but it's like a chips game. You eat a bag of chips and play it at the same time. Now we have to do this part, and it's not very good. So this part of the game as a kid, I was like, what do I do? So what you have to do is you have to carry a powder keg, and then when one of those like things show up, you shoot them while it's thrown up in the air. And as a kid, I was like, wait, hang on, this is a little bit too intense for me. I mean, it's not that hard, but it just takes a while. See, when it comes to these kind of mini games or whatever in like Banjo, I'm fine with them. But in Rayman 2, for some reason, I really don't like them. I think it's because, as a linear platformer, I just want to keep like doing whatever the game wants me to do. But then this happens, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can agree to that. Whereas in Banjo-Kazooie, I can always save that stuff for later when I'm more mentally prepared for it. Does that make sense? That's how I feel with those games. A lot of people don't like Tooie because of the mini games, and I'm like, well, Kazooie also had mini games, and they were worse, to be honest. At least in Tooie, they all followed strict rules in the sense that, oh, blue is the best, green is the second best, and red is the least best score thing you can get. And it made it kind of consistent. Also, that thing blew up on its way out because as soon as I threw that, the game knew, up, you've won. I couldn't even move after I threw it. Green lipstick, ooh. That's kind of creepy, actually. Lee, are you okay? Okay with 2 dots.
Oh, Rayman, at last. I was afraid Glowbox had failed.
You gave me the silver lumber. We can separate. God, I was watching. So there's this show in the Netherlands that's like a satire TV show where there was this one episode. It's infamous. It's like some show called Boomerang. I don't know if that's a show, the satire show, or the thing that they made up in the show. But it's basically just this show that this guy lost his job at because he laughed at the patients that would talk to him. Like, there was this guy who had his vocal cords fucked up during surgery, and he'd be like, and the guy, the show host started laughing, and then a guy in the audience was like, he was like, okay, I'm sorry, can someone in the audience tell me about their experience? And of course the next guy's like, it was in Dutch as well, and I feel like if you can like think on it, like, I actually kind of understand Dutch because it sounds really close to Swedish.
I need to find him and get rid of the pirates, but to do that, I'll need all of my powers.
I have to wait to give you back all your powers. They broke the primordial energy corridor 1,000 lam, and combining the energy has become very difficult, but there may be another solution. Have you ever heard of Polokus?
Polokus sounds really funny. No.
He's the spirit of the world. His powers is immense. He could help you defeat the pirates. Unfortunately, he has been secluded for many years. There is a legend which says he could be awakened if you reunite with 4 masks.
The 4 masks?
These masks are magical and very powerful. They are hidden in secret and mysterious places. Find the Rayman, it's our only hope. I'll help you by giving you all the energy I've gathered.
God, that was really annoying. I'm really sorry. I'm never doing that again. I just felt like once you start, you gotta commit to it. I might play the clip, but I don't want to get copyright striked either. But it's like, it's just this guy talking with that voice, and the show host keeps giggling, and eventually he just bursts out laughing as he starts talking about his sex life, like,
Yeah, my sex life has gone downwards.
or whatever.
The sweet talk also counts.
It's just really awkward. And apparently a lot of people thought it was real, and they were like, oh, it's fake? Well, it isn't fake, it's satire. It's like, the in-between, you can see shots of this documentary of this guy being like, yeah, I lost my job because of it. Like, it's just a satire on show hosts that have, like, a big ego and act like dickheads. I think it's also, it's trying to make fun of, like, I think that was during the 80s, but it makes fun of, like, people like, I don't know, maybe Jerry Springer or whatever. Maybe that's more 90s, but that's the feeling I got, was it just makes fun of these crazy show hosts that are just like fake. Maury Povich is hilarious though, because he's the kind of guy who's like, you need to face your fears, and then like he like throws them in a pool of sharks, and then he's like, look at this guy, and then he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, Chelsea. I'm so sorry you had to have this your entire life. Okay, bring in the cotton man and make her really scared. And then he starts laughing in the background. It's horrible. There's bats here. Yeah, this is another like disgusting part of the level. I get to make fun of Scottish people because I'm part Scottish, so I can be like, what do Scottish people say? Oh, you want to go to Glasgow? Right? I don't know. So there's a difference here. So I don't know why they're differentiated like that, but basically there's different version of the pirates. So there's purple pirates, which did we get all the lumps on the way down? I think so. The purple pirates die, like when you shoot them, they have invincibility frames for the next hit, whereas the orange pirates don't, and they generally have more health. Also, this is kind of a weird thing that this game adds haphazardly.
Well done, Rayman. You got one of the sick glob crystals. You can use them to open the mystery portals to the Glowbox village. You get to the village first.
So yeah, you remember that purple lum in the beginning of the game or whatever? We can swing and get to Glowbox village. I'm not sure when I'll show that off. I guess we'll do it right away, because we aren't really gonna return. I mean, we could always do it as like a bonus episode thing later on and be like, hey, let's go bowling in the Glowbox bowling alley, which doesn't exist. Ooh, what the hell? Why? See, this game kind of messes with my my muscle memory a bit, because I played the N64 version so much that I don't actually... This guy is only in the Dreamcast version, I think. Like, I feel like I know this game so much at this point, I'm like, this is in the Dreamcast version, this isn't. Like, I think there's a bug in this game I'm gonna throw off. Like, there's a really creepy bug in this game I gotta show off later, but it's actually the next level. There's a really creepy bug in this game that shows up, I think, in every version except the PS1 and a Revolution version. But I'll show you later what it is. The PS2 version of this game is beautiful. Like, that version looks amazing. It's very detailed, but it still has this sort of clarity to it, where you can tell what everything's supposed to be, but it still has that mysterious feeling to it. Like, there's a level coming up that looks okay in this version, and then Revolution just went above and beyond to make it really special. That level is kind of infamous too. You probably know what it is if you played this game. Cave of Very Bad Things. Why did I laugh about that? I don't know. I feel like there should be more like Rayman 2 shitposting on like Twitter. Like if you follow me on Twitter, just send me like a Rayman 2 meme or something. I think I would need that. I don't really use my Twitter too much, but I always make sure to check it if I get a notif. Like, they always show up for like, oh, someone tweeted something, because I just don't tweet that often. But if someone likes something, it instantly shows up, so I don't miss anything. I'm not sure if these show up later, to be honest. I don't remember. I guess this is supposed to prepare you for a thing later in the game, which you can probably guess what's gonna happen, knowing his propeller hair. Yeah, Rayman 1 is just insane. That game is... It's the kind of game that like I remember this memory of me as a kid when I got the game because I played it after 2 and 3. I remember I was playing the game and my dad came in and he was like, "Oh, you want to go biking to the store and buy some like snacks?" And I was like, I'll come with you if I can beat this level." And he'd already seen the game and I guess he knew like that I really struggled with, and he was like, "Sure." And of course, like I die or whatever. It was like in Bandland, I got a game over because I feel like Rayman 2 is like, it's fine until you get to Bandland and then everything falls apart. It's the equivalent of getting to like World 201 in Mario 1 and then suddenly your life falls apart. You know, I was just thinking about this. I guess this is like a personal thing to bring up, but I used to have a Thai stepbrother because my dad was married to a Thai woman, and I don't think I've ever seen someone that good at Mario 1. Like, he had a Game Boy Advanced with like one fake Pokemon game with no cart in it, and he had like, I guess that's what, you know, Southeast Asia is like bootleg hell, but he had this like, oh, 25 games in one, and it was all NES games. And I remember I bought Mario 1 on Virtual Console so we could play it together. So, you know, I would play as Luigi or whatever, and he would play as Mario. And we would play it, and I didn't know he was really good at it. So we played it, and I went away for a bit, and I came back, and he was at like 8-4, already beating Bowser. And I was like, hang on, what's going on? He was so good at it. I don't get it. He would casually, like, platinum games on Xbox. Like, he would play through these movie license games and just get like a ton of gamer score. It was really cool. And yeah, we missed some stuff, but I think those things are... See, this game is a bit weird. It's linear, but some levels interconnect, so those we actually can't get for now. I think LUM-wise, I'm fine. LUM-wise, is that a... Lummesit? I don't know.
The marshes of awakening. Don't enter the marshes or else you get drunk.
Oh, right, we should show off the LUM thing. It's really hot in my room, so I need to drink a lot of water. Can I, also, this game has the coolest pause menu in any video game ever. It's just a swirl of, like, clouds. It's really great. This music is really, like, threatening sounding. It's like, no. Now I wonder, video. It's just the same as before. Music, sound effects, whatever. Yeah, those 4 things down there, you're wondering, oh, what are those? Yeah, we'll see later. So this is where the game gets a little bit ominous. We're in this, oh, I have to show this off. Hang on. Yeah, you can see what was built by pirates and what isn't. I feel like this game really does have some sort of allegory for, like, the whole pagan thing. Like, Rayman, like, sacrifices his kids to appease the gods. So we're gonna show this off because this is kind of infamous. I'll show off the bug I was talking about, but it involves this area and it's really creepy. Also, I wonder what that looks like. It looks like a big juicy penis. I just have to say it as it is, you know. We have to get really bisexual on the stream. Warning, this is unknown territory. I like how I casually came out. That's really weird. Anyways, speaking of coming, here's the best character.
No, you can't enter here. Only those who know the name of this place can pass.
That's a really weird voice. He sounds way lower. So shoo! That's a really unthreatening way of saying go away. Shoo! Go away! Also, this thing, it's like a big animal rib cage, isn't it? God, it is. Yeah, this bug involves that guy. But yeah, that guy, I forget what his name is, but he's my favorite character. Also, this thing. These signs show up throughout the game, and it's like a little bit of a lore thing, but it's like, warning. This is unknown territory. Tourism may be hazardous. Now, let's do the whole, like, LUM thing. Hang on. So, this is what it looks like. It's basically like a journal, and it tells you how many LUMs you need to see more. So, we'll look at these. First, you must know that the universe is made of energy. Everything that moves around you, everything that lives and thinks, is given life by the tiny magical lights which we call lumps. Yellow lumps are the 1,000 fragments of the heart of the world, broken by the pirates. They contain universal knowledge. The more you gather, the more you will learn, and can access the secrets to the world by pressing up. Oh, okay, that's what I just did. So, basically, they're atoms, you know, not to be like Mr. Boring, but, you know, science and all that. All of this is just atoms. Even the pixels on your fucking TV screen are just a sham. All of it. Just all of it's fake. None of it's real. Oh my god, it's so hot. Why does it have to be like this? Why in Sweden? It should just be a wasteland. Wait, I'm just checking the volume. Alright. It sounds fine. I'm really happy with how the Mario 64 stream came out, because it was just like talking about the game, playing it, and talking about childhood stories, and it's just fun. I've been kind of struggling with the thumbnails though, because I kind of want to make them look a bit more unique than just, oh, my avatar plus some things from the game and then a number. I was thinking maybe I should just draw a unique toaster every one, and then to differentiate from like other videos, I would put the logo thing on top. Because usually for my reviews, I at least now I do like, well, I'm not really sure how often I do reviews or whatever, but when I do that, I want to draw a different toaster, and I guess I'll do this for streams too, maybe. I'll figure something out. If it looks crusty, then it's fine, because all of my videos look kind of crusty. Also, here's a really great character.
How can I ever thank you?
That's how he sounds in the PS2 version with the voice acting. Forget it, this is Sam. I don't know if he's scared of him or not. He sounded kind of scared.
Ah, I forgot how good it is. It's sensational. Tell me, do you know where to find the 4 masks of Polocus?
Oh yeah, we're already searching for the masks.
Sorry, Rayman, I don't know what you're talking about, but it's a global box. Get captured by 2 pirates that took him somewhere out beyond the marshes. I gotta help you get over to the other side.
I'm getting way too into it. So basically, you shoot a scarf, and that's sort of a hint that if something doesn't work in this game, just shoot it. Just be a really patienceless Texan. So this is one part that's kind of unique in the Dreamcast version. So there's a cut enemy in this game, and it first showed up in this version as an Easter egg, or an Easter egg, as just a cameo. Very weird. It actually shows up as a real enemy in the PS2 version. And it's kind of creepy. You'll see what it is. It does show up in the lore section. It shows up as a character. Some of the characters actually do show up, and they get little bios. And this one character shows up, but it doesn't show up in the game itself, except for this version and the Dreamcast, or the PS2 version. I don't know about not the PS1 version. No way. Also, not the PC version either. I think the PC version and N64 versions are pretty much the same. Except it's higher resolution, and otherwise it's just the same, from what I can gather, because those were the two being developed at the time. And I mean, it makes sense, right? You have the dev kit and everything, so you have the N64 version, and then you can just put it on PC. At least that's how I think game development works. This part is really hard though, because you have to like duck into them, and that destroys the chicken ghosts. I don't know what those are. Also, this is threatening music, honestly. We have to get rid of the cages. Cajun. I was like, I didn't know Cajun people are French, because I'm not American. So I'm just I'm Canadian. So that, yeah. I can make fun of sorry and a boot. My nana, my grandma always says eh. It's really funny. He always like eh. It's weird. I have a Swedish family and a Canadian family, so I get the quirky Swedish stuff and the weird dialects, and then I get the Canadian stuff, and it's really lovely. Here it is. Here it is. It's gonna be really creepy. Are you ready?
What's that?
What the fuck was that? That's so creepy. Like, imagine playing this game. You're like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, that part is yeah, that's really creepy. When I found out about that, I was like, who's this Egg guy that shows up in the lore? Because for the longest time, I thought that guy's name is Egg, by the way. I thought it was the I think a lot of people who played the N64 version just assumed it was the round egg head guy that said shoe to us, but no, that's someone completely different. I think his name's like Jack. I don't know what his name is. It's like something really like casual. Like he's actually pretty cool. Like he's really good at pool table, and he likes bourbon, but he eats your soul for breakfast. All right, that's my OC, by the way. Oh no, yeah, this part's kind of challenging. Kind of challenging, not challenging, not hard. It's just unremarkably challenging. I wonder what that's inspired by. Yes. This is inspired by a shark by the name of Jaws. Except its name actually isn't Jaws, it's just the name of the movie. Alright. Son of a gun. Oh god, that was like barely made it. You get so many tries at this though, because of the health thing. Alright, okay, and then we have to grab this thing. Yes! Oh, he even swipes at you, that's kinda unsettling. No, that's upsetting. Well, we basically got this. Often, if you get through a level and there's one cage left at the end, that means you don't have anything to worry about because every level ends with a cage as your teleport way out. As your sort of like exit plan. My grandma and like anyone who visits Sweden in my family always finds it hilarious how the way out of any build, like if you're driving out of like a parking lot, it always says utfart, which means out drive. Fart means speed, so it means like the out. This is where you speed out, I guess. And then there's also infart, but of course that doesn't sound right in English. You stole a lot of words from us though. Like sky and knife are actually like Old Norse words. So the fact that we have knife and kniv, like those are related years back. That's kind of bizarre, but it's cool. I saw this video about English if it was just an Anglophone. Like if it was just Germanic. And it basically they removed all Romance language words. Like they would not say ancestor, they would say forefather. Any Greek words, you gotta get rid of that, so you can't say history. And it just became really interesting. I feel like Swedish is like that, but the majority of words are Germanic. But, of course, you know, we have history and stuff. I don't know. I always found that kind of stuff interesting. Language is really interesting to me. Fuck me. Piranha Man 99. That's my new gamer tag. I'm sweating like crazy now. I don't know if I should describe it like that because it's kind of disgusting. But Jesus Christ, the heat here is like insane. It is by far not good. It is very shit. You know, in Swedish, you say something is shit good, that means it's very good. Like skitbra, that means it's very good. And if you say that something is asbra, you're saying that something is animal corpse good. I posted on my private Twitter, but you might as well go above and beyond and say it again on stream. I might actually pass out. Holy shit. Pardon my language, but we have to, yeah. So, people think that Sweden is like, oh, it's just, you know, oh, it's cold and it's mountainous and Vikings live there. But in reality, it's very hot here, and yeah, it's insufferable during summer. I really hate the summers here. It's all because of the water. Without the sea, the lakes and stuff, or without the sea, we would be screwed. That's why the Kola Peninsula is the way it is, maybe. So long, come and see again if you can. I don't know why his voice changed. This part is sad. I promise I will. Oh, that's so sad. No. In Revolution, the entrance to spoiler, our little friend with the hat that told us to shoot, he would actually show up around the corner here. Also, there's a boat here. Like, just put a boat here. Why not? Yeah, the music in this game is really, really good. I think the MIDI soundtrack has aged just fine. Some of the songs with the N64 soundtracks still sound really good. especially like the intense themes, but I just find that this is a lot more dynamic. You know, the themes change a lot more. Oh, I get to show off this thing. So, this is kind of weird, but in Rayman 2, you get a bonus level if you 100% level, where you can get full health. That's all you get this early on. This pretty little fairy has a gift for Rayman. Might as well do like a Scottish accent for this. Here, baby, go box. Get to her before the portos. I don't know. That's not what it sounds like. To make him run, repeatedly press A and B one after each other. Okay, let's go. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Go! So yeah, later on in the game, this is actually worth doing because then you get a power-up that makes you more powerful, but otherwise this is like completely useless. Like there's no reason to do this other than see little baby Glowbox run like that. The greatest run cycle ever. We need to put him in the thumbnail, like he's integral to the stream, I think. Oh shit. I think I'm just gonna start drawing unique toasters for every stream, because then I have something to do when making thumbnails. And it's just like a rectangle with the face, so it's not that unique, but hey, I like doing it. Oh, he didn't really have that much health, and I said I don't want to game over this, so that was worth it. Oh, not even full health? Yeah, Isle Doors. The Isle of Doors. You go there and like Jim Morrison shows up. I was about to say Bill Robinson. Who is that? I completely screwed up his name. I remember my dad got me a t-shirt with Jim Morrison on it as a kid, and a teacher walked up to me and was like, "Oh, Jim Morrison, the Doors." And I was like, "Who's that?" I'm like the teenager with a Nirvana t-shirt who's never listened to Nirvana. Wait, how do I get the... What? Why did the thing not show up? It didn't show, it was whatever, who cares. Now we're in the bayou. Hey, you wanna go to the bayou? Meanwhile, oh yeah, here it comes. A pirate prison ship, slaves now on board. Yeah, that usually changes during the cutscenes, but in this version it doesn't, which is kind of disappointing because I like how it slowly goes up. And where's the Beard's private cabin? You pay for that, soldier. And then he just keeps going. Like, I feel like you would get killed for doing that.
Who dares disturb me?
Your horribleness, he made it to the swamp. What? You incompetent imbecile. Ah, oh, also, this part is insane. You're gonna see the most crazy thing you've ever seen in a 3D platformer. You ready? You ready to see this? Ready? You ready? Yeah, he just eats a lum, and for the rest of the game, there's 999 lums. It changes universally. Like, if you go back, the counters change. That really, like, I didn't think about that much as a kid. Now I realize, wow, that's kind of crazy to put into the game. I don't know. It's the equivalent of, like, grunty eating musical notes in Banjo-Kazooie, which wouldn't make any sense. Here you can win life, force, and power, and you have enough lums to go there. Yeah, this is also another, like, Celtic Stonehenge kind of thing. So yeah, this is kind of bizarre, but basically, we now get a level where you can get more lums, and that's essentially what it is. The time race. This level's really pretty though, but it's kind of hard. I find these are probably the hardest part of the game, to be honest. This and any like automated level, like the whole like thing. Oh, whoa! Did you see the sky there? It looked really sick. Also, this is another level with like groovy music. Gotta have a break beat in there to date it a few years. 90s pop music is so cheesy. I remember my mom would listen to Savage Garden when she was pregnant with me. So when I first heard Savage Garden in the car when I was like, I don't know, a few years ago, and she was like, "Oh, I used to play this." I was like, I feel like I've heard this before. Like, it was a really weird feeling because I'm pretty sure I haven't listened to that. Like, they're not really popular. I mean, they were popular, I guess, But they weren't like Backstreet Boys or whatever, where they were like, or NSYNC. Like, they were just, they had a few hits and that was it, I guess. But I don't think they were ever like play. They're not. Actually, you would. I actually did hear a song from them on like a classic rock radio station, so maybe not. I don't know. They have a song that's really good called "To the Moon and Back" that I unironically really like because it has like some cool production on it, and it's got a really nice melody. And it's just like a song that you listen to and you're like, yeah, I can actually pay attention to this because things happen. You know, that's the thing I hate about like a lot of modern pop. Not to be like, oh, music was better back then, because that's not true. Especially when bands like Fleece exist, but whatever. It's more like it's more like for a lot of like whenever like I hear this one like playlist on Spotify that's like, ooh, epic pop tracks. It's always like, do it about it, do it about it, do it about it, do it that. Like, it's always like the melodies sound like an afterthought. And they always sound fake pompous. They always have this fake, like, confidence to them that I find really toxic. Well done, Rayman. That was very fast. You make a good hero. To increase your chances, here's some more energy. I didn't get anything for it. Wait, hang on, Lee. So, let's get this straight. So what she's doing is she's not helping us. She's setting up race courses for us. That's what she's doing. She's setting up NASCAR for us. She's setting up the indies. We couldn't finish this game without her. And what does she do? She does that, which isn't very helpful. Also, look at that skull there. I wonder if that means anything. So yeah, I think this is where I'm definitely like, yeah, I prefer the Hall of Doors more. Because in the Hall of Doors, when you get to this level, you see that there's like a small fork in the river, and you're like, I wonder where that part of the river goes off to. And when you find that Lee Stonehenge thing, you go to the level and you beat it, you can actually go there, off to that side of the river. It's just a little bit more... It fits the game better than an actual world map. That feels kind of cheap for this game, because this game's so creative, and to me, kind of, you know, visionary in a way. Like, it's so unique in just its presentation and everything. And then it goes for, like, a boring world map. And not boring. I mean, it's better than most world maps in games, I think. But it's still really nice looking, and I love it. But it is kind of boring compared to the Hollow Doors. I don't know. I just prefer it, I guess. It's the one I grew up with, too. Oh, shit! I don't swear unless I'm really surprised by things. Also, if I feel my forehead now, I'm gonna get like 10 ounces of sweat. You know, I probably said this on stream. I hate baking with my mom. So I love my mom with all my heart, but I really hate baking with her because she's the kind of person who's like, oh yeah, let's make peanut butter cups. Sure, let's make peanut butter cups. And then she's like, oh, we forgot the sugar. Oh, well, we'll just have to improvise. And I'm like, no, not again. This happens every other time. Every other time. It's always like, oh, we don't have this. Well, we better improvise. And like 1 out of 10 times, it's actually good. Like one time, we didn't have cocoa or whatever, so we had to use lemon. And it was actually good. And I was like, you know what? This is fine. Jump. That really drove me insane though. That like every time we bake, it's like, oh, we just forgot this ingredients. Like it's not that she's It's not like she does it to annoy me. She just forgets it. It's really bad though. I just feel like if you don't have the ingredients, don't even bother. Because I want it to be just like the recipe says, but then I watched the Lego movie, and then they're like, well, it doesn't have to be by the books. It's fine if it isn't. So I'm like, well, the Lego movie said that you can do anything, so I should just be careful. You know, I watched the Lego movie, and I was blown away by it. That movie's brilliant. I feel like people say, oh, kid, like my uncle, I remember so you remember I talked about this on Mario 64 about the whole, like, we always watch this one Disney Christmas special every year. And I remember when watching, my uncle's like, oh, all the modern cartoons, it's just yelling and screaming. You know, it's not like, you know, Gravity Falls exists, which is a brilliant show that I never finished, but I really liked it. Actually, I still have the episodes pirated on my hard drive. Maybe I should go and rewatch them. Oh, God. But, you know, I was, where was I going? Yeah, I envy kids that grow up with the Lego Movie because it's so good. There were no good Lego movies growing up. Like, there was like Bionicle movies, but what actually happened in the movies? There's like this one about, oh, the golden mask, and whatever, and it's like the movie starts with like two little Bionicle dudes running around in like some lava level. I don't know what to call it. And then they find the mask. That's like, oh, you're the chosen ones, and that's the movie. There's probably like a review of it somewhere. You know, I don't really watch a lot of like movie reviewers because I find a lot of them really cheesy. But I really like Bennett the Sage. I don't know. I always liked his videos. There's something really relaxing about them. Just the atmosphere of them is really relaxing. I can't really put my finger on it. Just the way they're edited, and the fact that if he's talking about a classic anime, he's even if it's something he doesn't like, he still tries to set the tone. Like, yeah, this is the 90s. This is what was popular. It's not like, ooh, this is really bad and cringy. It's like, well, here's an anime where this guy gets his face sucked off. What was it, Apocalypse X or something? It had some crazy name, and it was like a shonen manga. Like, that was a manga that like a 10-year-old could read. And I'm like, god damn, Japanese kids are like hardcore. I couldn't watch Scooby-Doo as a kid. I'm not even joking about that. I still have like nightmares. Not really. There's this one episode in the Scooby-Doo show that drives me insane to think about. It was part of this like DVD thing where it's like a compilation of like, oh, the best of Scooby-Doo or whatever, and it's like it was one of the episodes that was Scooby-Doo, the Scooby-Doo show, which was the second one with Scooby-Dum. I really like the Scooby-Doo show because they got a bit more creative, I think, with the villains. Like, there was that electric ghost or whatever. It's not the one everyone remembers, though. Of course, it's Where Are You, but whatever. Or the one with the Simple Plan theme song, whatever. But oh no, the Scooby-Doo movies were really good because then it was like Batman and Robin showing up, which is really good. But in this one Scooby-Doo show episode, it was one of the last ones actually. It's this episode where they go to this Skull Island, and they go to this hotel, and everything's fine, and then there's the daughter of the daughter of the owner or whatever goes to answer a phone call, and oh, I didn't agree to this. I accidentally added myself to the race. The daughter like goes to pick up a phone, and then she turns around and her face is like a demon, and it was fucking terrifying. And it's still like, I don't want to Google it. I swear to God, that's one thing that if some days like someday someone's gonna like at me on Twitter and post that image, and I'm gonna like block them and report them for like harassment. It scared the shit out of me. That episode, and like the Spectre guy or whatever. It was one of the first episodes of the Scooby-Doo show. The guy that rides on top of the car, like it's fucking Cape Fear or something. That episode also scared me because that guy's like insane. Welcome back, Rayman. So, did you guys figure out? Are you the real king? That's actually pretty funny. Like, did you figure it out? Well, we're a little bit more organized now. This is so cute though. Like, that's cute humor. Like, it's just cute. It's not like ha 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 funny. It's like cute and wholesome. It's like Paper Mario. It's not funny as in like I'm gonna laugh myself till I cry. It's just wholesome, cute humor. And it's not offensive in any way. It's just nice. So this part is interesting. Basically, you reach a certain part of the island and you have to pay to get in. And now we're at the Sanctuary of Water and Ice, which is the first boss level in the game. These the boss levels are always my favorite in this game. They're not the best levels or whatever. Some other levels are more memorable. I just think these are the most fun because they're the most like, oh, you know, they throw a lot of stuff at you. But I remember in that Scooby-Doo show episode, the main thing that drove her to become that vampire demon thing was hypnotism. The dad was actually the vampire, and what he would do was he would call her and play like a sound effect or something, and she would turn into it. It was really weird. What's happening? Oh, okay, that guy. I remember I remember playing this game and I took a screenshot of the background here in the beach because I think it's really pretty. I think I'll use that for the thumbnail background. This. Especially that bird. Like, that's so detailed. Like, there's just a random bird. Also, if you step on the crab, you actually take like 1 hit point for some reason. What's that? What's that out there? What's that? Oh, it's a piranha. Okay. Yeah, this game, it's a masterpiece. Oh, okay, that was not the crab. Does it say anything here? Oh, well, that sign is pointing in the wrong direction because when you arrive at the port, you should already know what's in the water, right? Huh. See, this version is kind of messing with me, but because in the N64 version, a drill special unit or whatever shows up and tries to murder you, and he drills and like teleports back and forth. We already saw someone who did that earlier. And that part you're supposed to run up and down the hill, but now it didn't exist, so you just kind of casually walk up. I guess, I don't know, the different versions of this game can be really confusing. And yeah, those globe box pyramids or whatever, just in this version, and I think I know where all of them are. There's only 4? I don't think they even show up in your thing. After this level, we'll go to Glowbox Village and see how many there actually are. And I'll just look around. I won't do any mini games, probably. I think this game, this version also adds more like fish sprites. They look really good though. They have a 3D. They have that. They look pre-rendered, so they look really nice. I think that's really cool though. That when you use sprites like that, when they look pre-rendered, it looks really nice. It's like a Donkey Kong Country thing. I'm pretty sure Banjo-Kazooie also did that. Really, any 3D games would have to do 3D rendered PNGs. I wonder what's in the water. Here's another, like... Okay, this time the sky is, like, fine. I don't know why it's in the first level that the sky is, like, going, like, completely crazy. But now... Ooh, there he is. I think, actually, this guy also showed up in the N64 version. Like, I'm just... This entire playthrough is just gonna be, like, oh, this isn't in this version. What's this in this version? Oh, God, this guy's just an annoyance. Oh no! I did not do that. Hey John, hey Barley, what's up? We're gonna have to redo that part. How are you? I know Roy like just went in on my server and just posted a picture of like him in the DK suit, and it's just like, yep, that's you in the DK suit. That's a very powerful statement on itself, to be honest. Banana Collect Man. Banana Collect Man is still like the stupidest running joke ever, because it's just like me half-tiredly trying to remember what DK64 was called, and I was like, I don't know, Banana Collect Man. It's just the stupidest thing. Oh god, look how orange Rayman gets. It's like when it's like orange mode. I feel like every console or every TV should have a light filter. Or an orange light filter. Like, there's no reason why they shouldn't. We live in an age... We live in 2012. We live in an age where people need to wake up for work. Why the hell... oh god, excuse me. Why are you preventing them from being able to sleep? It's just dumb. I don't like it. I think it should just be like... Just get orange light filter as an option. I mean, TVs For some reason, some TVs let you go negative and black and white. Like, why would you do that? Why would you go black and white? That always like confused me. Remember, I have this weird memory of playing Super Paper Mario as a kid. My dad was watching some hockey game, and he was really adamant on watching it, and I was really adamant on playing Super Paper Mario. So what we ended up doing was he did this TV split thing on his old Sony CRT, where it was a really big TV, but it was just a big chunky CRT TV. He pressed some button and two screens came up on the screen. It was like a split screen TV viewing. And I ended up playing Super Paper Mario in the corner, and he had the bigger screen, and he had all the audio. So I was like playing the underwear level in Super Paper Mario, that maze thing where you have to go up and up and up and you fight that chain chomp. And like I have no audio or anything, and I can barely see anything. Roy in the DK suit is a big brain power move. It's very threatening. The Japanese public wasn't prepared for it. I can imagine. They're prepared for a lot of things, but not like bananas. Oh, here, this theme is like that theme is really cool because it starts out like, especially like in the MIDI version where they just add a few more instruments. It's like this little melody or whatever, and then the drums come in and they come in perfectly. It's so good. There's some leitmotifs in this game though, and they're kind of subtly interwoven. Also, this is kind of cool. I feel like this architecture thing here is used in Rayman 3 during the Land of the Living Dead, which sounds really horrible, and then you go there and it's like, ah, beautiful level. And then the level after is like the Canaran Desert, where like Glowbox nearly gets murdered by the Canaran, which terrified me as a kid, by the way. That level is terrifying.
Stick bamboo under his nails.
You see the slope? It's very slippery. You will lose control if you turn sideways. So basically, as soon as you get on the slide, it's Super Mario 64 slide level again. Also, I just want to do this because this looks cool. It looks cool to die. Also, there's like snow or something, or like dust particles. I don't know why. Let's go. I always like these timed red lumps because even if you're full health, it's satisfying picking them up. So you might as well get them. This part is easy to screw up, by the way, getting the lumps, because if you get to the end of this level, it's very hard to redo it. So it's not uncommon for me to have to redo this level, like, quickly. Spoiler, there's a boss. A boss! The whole boss thing is from, like, it's from, like, a big T2000 video or whatever, and he plays a character with a really thick British accent, and it's like, oh, the boss got away. This guy terrified me as a kid. This music just suddenly like, and now he's like orange of something. Wait, let's get closer to him and see how big he is. Ooh. Oh, Jesus Christ! But there's no, I can't go full screen. But yeah, this guy moves back and forth, and he's basically the guardian. They guard the masks to make sure they don't get into anyone's hand, because anyone with the masks can disguise themselves. I don't know why that is. We'll have to lead the lore. Read the lore, and we do that, and it's easy. Oh, why is his name Axel? That's like the least... Well, it is kind of threatening, though, because then I think of Axl Rose. He's kind of threatening. He takes a lot of drugs and makes really bad music. That's my opinion. I don't like Axl Rose. Actually, I don't like Guns N' Roses. Like, I just think they're like tedious to listen to. It's like listening. It's like when you, like, I went to school and you would overhear some teens talking about their relationships in very deep detail, very loudly, and it's like you have to keep yourself from puking in public and paying a fine for it, if that's how it works in Sweden. Also, the Switch is trending on Twitter. I don't know why. It's getting a bit more manageable with the heat, but it's still like 30 million degrees.
What's that?
So there's some. I actually just remember there's one more change that's actually I really like in the PS1 version that doesn't show up in any other version. It's really weird. All the different versions have all different things, and I think the PS1 version is fine. In the sense that, you know, when you play it, it's like, oh, this is what the PS1 version was like. It's like a curiosity, but it's not like, I don't know, like really worth playing if you've never played this game before. Also, this is a beautiful scene. Welcome, I'm Polycus, the spirit of the world. I see what you have found, the first of my full masks. For now, I'm far away. I can only speak in dreams. Oh, but if you bring me the last 3 masks, I can, whatever. And keep you to fight the planets. I don't know what the hell this voice is. It's terrible, actually. Illegal voice. Might as well just remove it entirely. Like, there, I removed it. Never seeing it again. Or hearing it again. This part's kind of messed up, though. Look at his arms. They're all like, ooh. I like his hat, too. Now, this always confused me. So, he has the same hat as that other guy. Be strong, or world's destiny is in your hand. Like, also, I like how his body parts all disappear in sequence with the colors, but, what I wonder is he related to the other guy in the swamp? That always confused me. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Also, there's a lot of sweat shit. No, I don't want to do that. Sorry, Glowbox kid person. No, none of that. Oh my god, I should have gone out for ice cream, to be honest. I don't know why I didn't. It was a very bad idea to not get ice cream. But for now, we're gonna go back. So I think everything here looks good. We've gotten a lot of stuff, but there's one thing I want to show off, and it's in the Woods of Light. And I want to show off the Glowbox Village, which is unique to this version of the game. And I just want to look at it and just see what the hell happened there. I don't know what happened there. We're just gonna look and see what it's like, and eventually we'll probably do some mini games there at some point. But I haven't really done them. It's like there's like a multiplayer mode, but in order to get to the multiplayer mode, you have to play this level and then go there. So it's a really weird, unique way of having a multiplayer mode. I was playing Kirby 64 today, and that game also has a multiplayer mode for some reason. I don't know why. I like Kirby 64, but I don't like when you play through a level and you're like, oh, I guess I can't get this shard because it's hidden by the wall that I can't blow up with the current power-ups. That's the only thing I don't really like about that game. Otherwise, it's really good. That's a very streamable game. It's very short. I'd probably have to 100% it for the first time. It's just interesting. Because usually I stick to games I know. That was pitiful. My platforming skills are already rusting. I wonder what speedruns for this game look like, because I feel like speedruns and 3D platformers are always like really glitch dependent, which is really fun to watch. Like Mario 64 speedruns, of course, are like always like backwards jumping. Ocarina of Time speedruns are always like side jumping. And then DK64 speedruns is like throwing oranges everywhere, which is really weird. That apparently in DK64 the game the frame rate dips when a lot of things are on screen, but what the game does instead is that it speeds up the game, so you only notice a little bit of it.
Here, we got all the neat We got all you need to have a good time. Bring all 6 crystals. Oh, 6.
So y'all can see. So basically, there's 6 platforms, and they all have one mini game. Pyrolums. You know what? We might as well do one. We might as well just look around a bit. Yeah. So you get all 6, and then you get all 3. This place is cool. Oh, look at this. Glowbox actually has a house in what's it called? Revolution. He has a house, and he has like a, I don't know. I thought that was kind of cute. There's nothing here, by the way. It's just an extension of the Woods of Light. Don't fall, by the way. Just, you know, you can go lollygagging. Just don't don't do that. I feel like this is what I modeled part of my D&D campaign world of. Like, I imagine these huge, like, mushrooms and giant trees and, like, the swampy and all these, like, mushroom huts. It's very cute. But yeah, we might as well do Pyrolums. I think I know which one this is. It's just a platforming minigame. And, might as well do it. The Gaming Collective will give it a shot. So this is all you do. You just collect all the lumps. I guess these are kind of like an okay addition, but oh god, I'm getting Mario Sunshine flashbacks to like the sandcastle. That's a also streamable game. Yay, we did it. Hey, yeah, that's enough. That's enough frolicking for one season. We always reappear out here. That wasn't like the multiplayer game, but whatever. So now we have to get out of the level, so we just go out here and then go to like the teensy hole. You know one game that's really good? Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. At least I thought it was good. What? What's happening? I'm so what just happened? Okay, it's fine. Wait, hang on. Where am I going? I can't see anything. Oh, here we go. That was really confusing. Like, it was all blue, and I was like, wait, did I, like, clip through something? I really like Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 1. 2, I remember I liked 2 as well, but it was very, like, different. And then there was 3, which I always wanted to play for some reason. But apparently, 3 is, like, skippable. Like, just don't even bother. I always used to doodle Ty on my like school notebooks. So I remember I got Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 1 as a kid, and the problem was the game was used, so it didn't have the cover art. Someone had removed it for some reason, or I think the game box, it was just like a DVD case that they removed stuff in and then just put the game in. Like, it wasn't even a GameCube game case. So what I ended up having to do was drawing my own cover art, and I still have it. I can show you it like later. I can post it on Twitter. And it's not good. Oh yeah, by the way, this is an enemy, and you shoot it and it explodes, but that's not the end of it. If you let this thing run long enough, you can tame it. It's a very bizarre game mechanic. Big tree here. Ooh, go away. But there's some stuff here. I missed this for a long time. It took me a long time to figure out that this was a thing. There's a little hidden compartment here. So this level, I think, for a lot of kids growing up who either couldn't read or were like 3, they got stuck here. And I did for a while too. I remember a friend of mine never got past the cave of whatever. You'll see it later. And it was for a really weird reason. I'll show you what it is, but when it comes up. But this level, we're not going to be able to complete this level. It's a level you're gonna have to do 2 times. And hey, it's fine. It's a very short level now that I think about it. It's really fun though. There's a one part in this level that's really devious. Like, you wouldn't. There's one part in this level that I never figured out until way later. and it uses it's a very weird part of the level. Basically, it uses a mechanic you learn later that you can technically always do in this game, but the game just doesn't tell you. And it's just for 100%. Brother, you figured out how to read the shell. You figured out how to read kanji after 5 years. Military Academy. Please respect the need for total silence for the cadets' concentration. So, so, as a kid, we're gonna be really quiet. I didn't know this actually worked. I always thought as a kid that, oh, no matter what you do, they wake up. No, they don't. I also like the sound of them sleeping. It sounds kind of cute. It's like a robot snore. It's fine. Okay. I always thought this room right here was like really important. It's really embarrassing, but I'll tell you later. But basically, I thought this room was like integral to the game, but it's not. In fact, you just have to beat these guys and then it unlocks. Who cares? Go away. And then you fall down a hole? Like, there's not a staircase or anything else. It's just a big hole. I don't need holes. Anyways, let's read some more lore. Wait. Wait, wait, hang on. Where does it start and end? Hang on. Yellow lumps are they contain universal knowledge. Okay. First, you must know that the energy is made of energy. Everything that moves around you, everything that lives, we call lumps. There are 4 types of lumps. The more important are the yellow lumps, which are there are 1,000, well, 999 right now. The yellow lumps give knowledge to those who gather them and can also open doors into unknown places. The red lumps are full of vital energy. They can prolong your life. Pirates love them, destroy them, and you can take all the red lumps which they've stolen for yourself. So red lumps are energy. Purple lumps assure that the cohesion of the world. Without them, nothing would be solid or visible. With your magic fists, you can jump through the air and grab them one after another. That's pretty cool. Blue lumps contain the first breath. They are the origin of all life. Each creature receives at birth his first blue lump and keeps them until the day they die. That's really interesting. It's a bit of. It says we're a novice because we don't have enough. Oh, there's a little hidden one. A little discreet. I always loved the word discreet. Discreet. It sounds disgusting, actually. I went to Stockholm recently. I haven't really been to Stockholm before unless I'm going to Arlanda. So I don't really associate Stockholm with a lot of good things. And I always thought Stockholm was like really grimy, disgusting, and it was just the downtown area that looked kind of nice, and it got the whole like, oh, Venice of the North thing, which it's definitely Venice of the North, more so than Amsterdam. It's like it's a bunch of islands basically interconnected. So yeah, it is I totally see the comparison, and I'm pretty sure it's better than Venice, because Venice is like a tourist trap at this point. Wait, hang on. This was not a good idea, because now we don't get the yellow lumps. But I went there to see some relatives, and it was interesting. You know, we went through a bit of Stockholm, and a lot of it was actually really nice. I mean, unless you're in the suburbs where you have all those like almost Soviet-ish apartment buildings, all those where people that's where all the crime is, pretty much. People tell you all about crime in Sweden, but it's pretty much all gang related in those suburbs, and it's pretty nasty, so don't move there pretty much. If it looks sketchy, don't live there pretty much. I used to live in a really bad apartment complex, but the worst people, it was like the alcoholic parents. God, they would always like yell every morning like, "Oh, blah, blah." And then at some point the police came over. It was really weird. I don't think anyone liked them. But yeah, Stockholm was really pretty. I liked it. I think I like it more than Gothenburg now. Because I liked Gothenburg because they have like trams you can take like back and forth. But I don't know. Stockholm doesn't have that, but it has really cool rocks. It's very rocky there near the water. And it's like that in Gothenburg, but only outside. But otherwise, I like Gothenburg. But some parts are sketchy, as always. I feel like, on average, Sweden has more crime than its neighbors by a manageable bit, I think. Especially compared to Norway. Elite Troop Training Center. Here's the thing that I was really confused by. I was like, why does this exist? And I figured out, oh, if you miss that door with the exploding bullet thing, then you can use this. But here's the thing. So you look at this and you're like, what the hell do I do here? It's a big pit, and down below is like nothing. What do I do? I thought you had to make some sort of big jump, or you had to bring that thing in here and jump. You can't do that. It's impossible. It's really confusing. But basically, you'll learn later in the game to do this. You touch the fire, and then you can fly. Also, the first frame drop of the game. Also, this part, you can't shoot this. You have to walk here and do that. Very clever. God, I can feel the sweat. Jesus Christ. It's excessive. I feel like I would be terrified to drive in Norway because Norway is not flat. It's like mountains and roads that go everywhere, and like mountains that you can sit on and then fall to your death casually. Whereas Sweden is pretty flat in the southern areas where I live. It's just like farms and hills, and then you get north, and then you get those bigger hills, and then you go to the border in like Värmland, and then suddenly it's like you're in Switzerland, and it's like a nightmare to drive, and you're like, am I gonna die now if I go off the road? I'm gonna go into this fjord. Also, for some reason, there's not that cinematic filter thing. Clark, so it was you who wiped out all these pirates. Only 20 pirates against you. They didn't stand a chance. Hello, little buddy. You want to arm wrestle? You don't look so good. Are you hurt? It's a very good voice acting. I must have swallowed something bad for me. To get better, I need some life potion. It's hidden near the entrance to the mortar. How does he know? See, when I played this game as a kid, I couldn't read this very well. So I thought, oh, he needs life potion. And I guess I asked my parents, like, oh, what does he say? Oh, it says life potion. I was like, maybe I should go to that one room I missed and give him the potion. So that one room with like the weird machine thing that the cage was stuck on, I thought that was the room. Turns out that room is, it's nothing. It doesn't mean anything. So that was really disappointing. I was like, oh, okay. But now we have to revisit our old friend over here that told us to shoo. Wait, hang on. Oh god. The heat, it's too much. If I have a heat stroke while playing this game, then call 112 for me, please. Call the ambulance. I don't know why it's so blue in like that little corner. Very weird. I feel like every screenshot of this game is like a painting. That's when you know the game looks good. Alright, so I still want to show off this one bug. I don't know if it has to be in this version. Because this version is still based on the code in the N64 version, and it's just updated. Okay, not yet. Basically, well, I don't want to spoil it. It's kind of an interesting bug. You'll see it. It involves the water, and it trust me, it's not cool. It's more creepy than anything. Let's see our old friend here. God, this game must have given people nightmares.
I can read your mind. You know the name of this place. You are now ready to enter the cave of bad places.
Don't go there, cave. But before you come in, I must tell you something. I have hidden a precious treasure inside. You can keep it for yourself if you beat me to it. I'll give you a head start, but don't waste any time. If I catch you, I'll show you no mercy. It's pretty messed up. And then like, like that's a good cutscene where nothing happens. Also, the music here is kind of creepy. I prefer the MIDI version is a bit more like creepy because it's has a synthetic feel to it. This version is still fine, but yeah, this level is messed up. First of all, you got all these like ghost mist, and then this metallic skeleton thing, lots of purple lumps, and then like a vine shit at the bottom. I don't get what those are supposed to be, but I don't like them. Although I suppose there's a fetish for that if you really like. Okay, never mind. Also, we're climbing on bones. Yeah, this level, it's pretty messed up. For like a horror level, it's a bit more sophisticated than your usual like Halloween level. Yeah, this game must have been like a life project, you know? Like just how it's detailed. So charming. So animated, you know? I already brought it up, but like I like how this game, you know, it has humor and stuff, but it's not like constantly throwing stuff at you. It's just cute. And this level, I don't know how much it changes in Revolution. It's more so that it just looks different. This version looks fine for what it is, but in the Revolution version, it makes this level look like unfinished in comparison. You could say that for all the levels, but it's just this one I just prefer how it looks in the Revolution one. I don't know why it's called Rayman Revolution. It's like the Rayman protest game or something. I don't know. Also, I like those like animal faces there or whatever. Look like fossils. See, even this thing is like on 30 FPS. Alright, this part's pretty... Ooh, there's a lot of shit down there. I remember this part looks completely different. It's like a big drop, and it's got like hidden archways on the side. It's really cool. Also, we got more of these things. I don't know. I need to look up what his name is. It'll probably show up in the lore section thing. Probably nothing new. Oh shit! Did you see that? It was like approaching. Wait, if I unpause. Actually, we need one lump. Look at this. Oh, we dodged it. Wait, is this like a trick? Hang on. Shoot. Shoot me. No, it doesn't. Oh, that's the damage. These things are actually dangerous. So you're wondering about the whole head start thing. Does time actually matter in this level? I can't tell you that. I actually wouldn't know. I don't think so. I actually don't think so. He never if you take forever, he never shows up. But, you know, that being said, there is a scripted encounter that, you know, this game's already been kind of spooky so far. You haven't seen it all yet. If you haven't played this game before, then you probably don't know about it, but I'll show you. This part's interesting. It's like you have to pick up those orbs again, but you have to do it on rotating platforms, which is pretty fun. Okay, so I was gonna bring this up before, but I actually forgot. So I actually already Let's Played this game when I was 10. So when I was 10, I got a camera. I stuck it in front of my TV, and I just pressed record, and I just yelled over the game. It was 2010, which would mean that it would mean that around this time. Oh, I'm sorry about this. Someone just came home. Around this time, Let's Plays wouldn't have... I guess it was just the Something Awful days, maybe, kind of. It wasn't around the time where, like, ooh, horror gameplay and, you know, yelling and stuff. Ooh, Modern Cartoons are just yelling. But... yeah, the Let's Play was not good. The thing is, I technically still have it on DVD. I burned DVDs of it because I had a thing for doing that, I guess. That and watching my own movies, home movies that I made in 16:9 or whatever, with like the whole movie cinema filter thing, or not cinema filter, just that resolution, just because ooh, it's just cinematic, even though it's just me out in the forest with a Pikachu plushie. My friend actually archived all of them on a Google Drive, and those are all the ones that I pretty much survived, because if he has them, then there's no way we would have lost them. But it's kind of creepy though, because I've actually lost, or creepy, it's actually sad, but I've actually lost a lot of the newer ones I recorded because I never put them on a DVD to preserve them. And usually what I would do is I would burn a DVD and give it to him, so he had a copy because I would edit them. But I don't think I did that for the newer episodes, so they're all gone, and I don't know whatever happened to them. It's a shame, but God, I should show those videos at some point. It's weird. But yeah, if I can find, I think I actually have the USB. There's a USB with all those episodes of Rayman on it. On this really small USB stick that's like miniature. It's like one of those USB sticks you use for a wireless mouse, and it's in my Xbox. But the thing is, I can't get it out, so I can only watch it on my Xbox. So when I get that thing out, I'm archiving anything that's on it because I know there has to be some stuff on it because I used to watch my own videos on my Xbox. Yeah, my old Let's Plays are trash. I still have old Let's Plays on my old channel, and it's like me being like, "Hello, Swedish." It's awful. I actually got almost got a contract once for a collaboration channel. There was this Swedish YouTuber who just collaborated with people. I get the impression they did this just to get views, to be honest. I mean, why else would you do it with random people? And, you know, we had like a logo for my segment of his show that would be like me reviewing games. I even had like it was just bad. I had like we even discussed it for a long time, and then we just stopped talking. I looked back on his channel though, and things seem kind of the same, I guess. Still like collaborating with people, streaming and stuff. Oh. Let's see here. Yeah, that's the last one, so we should be able to advance to get further into this nightmare of a level. I always had the dream of making an abridged series of Zelda, but pretty much everyone in 2010 has already made one. But doing something insane with it, like doing like a mega fan fiction, ultra, like it's just the stupidest, over the top, like a Link goes to, like he ends up in Link's Awakening and then he ends up in Ocarina of Time, and it's just it's edited in like Movie Maker, and like people I know do voice acting for it. It would be really interesting. If anyone is interested in watching that, let me know, because it would probably just be a stupid one-off, and I would just make it just for fun of it. That's the kind of stuff I'm interested in making. I'm not really interested in doing reviews anymore, but I'll still probably make one at some point. It's just like I make whatever I feel like making at the moment. Also, there he is! So, okay, you think, okay, is he just gonna show up and race you? No. He does this, and you can hear the sound of him going like, I'm gonna eat you, Rayman. I still don't know what your name is. You're gonna eat me, and I don't know what your name is. Not good. I really wish that, like, you know, if you're gonna like murder someone, you might as well say your name. It's like how serial killers get like names, cool names, like the Green River Killer, or the Mega Dude, or the whatever. Like, I feel like that kind of feeds into their possible narcissism syndrome or whatever. So that doesn't seem very productive, but it sure it basically, you're like, well, do we want good headlines, or do we want to give the criminal an ego boost? Well, or like, do we want to give him? Should we give him an ego boost to boost our headlines a bit, or should we just shut up and just say, hey, some people die from an asshole? Well, you know, I gotta feed my kids, and I don't care if they're the next victim, so why not? I forget, did Versus ever do a Let's Play of this game? I like watching Versus a lot. I really like their yeah, this part's kind of weird. I really like their dynamics, but I don't... Did they ever play this? I remember... No. Josh Jepson Let's Play this game a long time ago. Oh, no. I like long-winded streams more than, like, Let's Play episodes that are, like, 20 minutes long. Because it feels like it feels more casual. Like, it's just sitting back enjoying a game, and you can, like, play a game while listening to the commentary. Those are the kind of streams I enjoy the most. So this guy, he's got some funny ideas of showing us no mercy. He's like, I'm gonna show you no mercy, but I'm gonna create these platforms that don't hurt you on contact, but they get you closer to me. Also, you can't do damage to him, so don't even bother. Yeah, this part freaked me out as a kid, but not nearly as much as the chase segment. This feels more like a boss, if you want to put it like that. God, yeah, I really want to do a Zelda abridged. Everyone's done that, but God, it would be fun. I don't know who would do the voice acting though. That would be interesting. Woohoo! That, and I wanted to do a D&D segment. I was about to say podcast, but not a podcast, not just audio. It has to have some visual. Basically, what my idea was that I would draw all the things I see in my head and have them in the video. But yeah, that's what happened when they come into contact. But I would like draw a battle map, roughly what it looked like while I would basically record my desktop while we play, and then I wouldn't show that during the video, but I would show an approximation of what the battle map would look like and how all the different things move and like dice getting thrown. That I would actually love to make, and I was thinking of doing like a one-shot for that or something with some friends. I'm playing this Pokemon campaign, and I feel like Pokemon is really good for that because I don't know how many people do like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon campaigns that are focused around a custom world and not like whatever's in the games, because I feel like my least favorite part of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game is actually the gameplay. Like, I want to see more than just, oh, a guild. Even though the guilds are fun. Like, I would totally bring in the Treasure Town guild. In my campaign world, the Treasure Town guild is like not very respected. They're like yeah,